Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
Good morning and welcome to day 2 of the 2022 NOHJL Showcase live from the Countryside Arena in Sudbury, Ontario. I am Matthew Sucrum alongside Courtney Kenny, and we are so excited to bring you today's action. And we get it started with the Elliott Lake Red Wings and the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners. Elliott Lake come in 5th in the West, 4-5-0, 8 points back of the first place Blind River Beavers, while the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners come in 1-8-0, 10 points back of Hearst, as they are sitting 6th in the East. Courtney, should be a fun day of action here, and we'll be bringing you 4 games today here on Rink 2, and our friend Thomas Mercier will be bringing you action 2 contests over on Rink 1, and you can catch it all here on Hockey TV and on the Frontline Broadcast YouTube page. Courtney, what are we looking at for tonight's game in terms of our players to watch?
Players to Watch is brought to you by Mike the Financial Advisor. If you have financial questions, he has financial answers. On Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mike the FA.
Well, Matt, our first player to watch will be number 10, Chance DeBolt for the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners. He's all the way up from Coral Springs, Florida, so, you know, he's a little ways from home, and, of course, he's the captain of Kirkland Lake, so I'm sure when he was growing up, he was like, boy, I can't wait to be captain of the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners all the way down in Florida. But it's funny how life changes and how things happen like that, where you're next thing you know, you're playing hockey in a town you've never heard about, and you're the captain, you're the leader. The other player that we're looking at is number 13, Thomas Sefton, on Elliott Lake. He started the season with the Powassan Voodoos before being traded there for development fee, and he's one of the NOHJL Stars of the Week as well. So looking really good since he's made his change over to the Elliott Lake Red Wings, and just became part of a numbers game in Powassan as well.
Yeah, it certainly did, and it was a weird one, right? Because they had just signed him earlier this offseason to come in and play in Powassan.
Especially being from North Bay,
That's right.
Like, North Bay is only 20 minutes away from Powassan, so he's playing in front of friends and family, and now he's 3 hours down the road in Elliott Lake, so.
Well, you mentioned Chance DeBolt. He's got 2 goals so far on the season. He's one of several Kirkland Lake Gold Miners that have put the puck in the net, but here's the interesting thing. 10 different players have scored goals for Kirkland Lake this season, which you think that's a pretty good number spreading around the offense. However, none of them have scored more than 2 goals. So that's where the issues come in, right? They come into today's game with a league worst minus 30 goal differential. They've allowed 44 goals against. They've only scored 14. So if they could get that, it's nice to see the offense spread out, but it's got to be a little more than just 1 or 2 goals.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, if you're looking at guys and who to shut down, it's kind of, there's no one really intimidating you when you're looking at somebody who only has 2 goals. I mean, we were looking at games like yesterday with Sudbury, those guys, a lot of them had 8 or 9 goals on the year, and same with, a couple of guys in Powassan up to 5, or Sioux and Timmins where, a couple of them have 12 goals on the year already, as we're just waiting for the referees to come out here to start this one. But yeah, it's not as intimidating when you look at that and say, well, who do we stop? Well, nobody's really clicking yet, Mm-hmm. But if they start clicking and they start getting the offense from all different lines like that, it's going to be pretty easy, or it's going to be pretty easy to win some hockey games if you're Kirkland Lake. And we're just about set for this one in what our buddy Thomas Mercier has dubbed the Battle of the Lakes.
I like that.
That's good. Also, Elliott Lake gone through a bit of a rebrand this year, as they used to be the Elliott Lake Wildcats. Now they are the Red Wings, of course. So,
do they have to get permission to use that name?
Good question. We'll call up our buddies in Detroit and find out.
All right. The puck has dropped, and we are underway as the Elliott Lake Red Wings send it into the zone. Played off the far side boards, now out. Viss looks to play it back in. Bouncing puck in the neutral zone. And it's now brought into the Elliott Lake zone, but quickly right back out Played in behind the Kirkland Lake net. Into the corner, Allen takes a hit. Comes back out in front. Kept away by the defense. Dial on the far side. Flips it in front. One shot, a secondary chance. And Lloyd is able to make the save on a chance in close by the Red Wings. John Lloyd is starting in net tonight for the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners. He's 0-3 in the 4 games he's played so far this season. 14 goals allowed and a 4.71 goals against average and a save percentage of .864. He's made 89 saves on 103 shots. Opposing him in the other net, Cameron Smith gets a start tonight, or this afternoon for the Red Wings. He's 2-4 in the 8 games he has played.
What'll be important for the Gold Miners as well is, I mean, you're playing here in front of, as a quick shot comes in, you're playing in front of a lot of scouts and a lot of fans here, as basically the whole entire league has descended upon Sudbury. They were shut out yesterday against Blind River 8-0, so it'll be important for them to try and get off to a quick start to show what they really can do.
Hibbert behind the net. Tries to center it, stolen by Dial, went right onto his stick, and he calmly skates it out, backhands it down the ice. Red Wings player tripped up, no call coming. And that was Brody Kearns that hit the ice as he was trying to carry the puck into the zone. Job done anyway, as the puck is still inside the zone. 2:45 gone as the play continues. Into the far side corner, chasing that one down is Salmona. And it's cleared out of the zone. Tegan Dumont sends it up ahead. Shot comes in from Thomas Sefton, wide of the net. They try from the near side. That gets blocked. And as Elliot Lake touched the puck, there's going to be an interference call coming up against the Gold Miners. 2:05 in. And Elliot Lake will get to work on the power play here. Coming in, their power play ranked 8th in the league. 14%, 6 for 43 on the power play. Kirkland Lake, 7th in penalty killing at 76.2%, 10 for 42, while shorthanded.
Bit of a missed opportunity there for Kirkland Lake to really get the puck down the ice, but then Elliot Lake took it the rest of the way for them as they were stripped of the puck, just bringing it through the neutral zone, trying to kill some time.
Dantis fires it in. Off the side of the net, Crawford trying to run that one down. He had 3 goals in the 5-2 win against Cochrane yesterday. Puck moving along the boards. Dial pinching in. Gets it to the stick of Dantis. Tries to feed it across to the right side to McGill. McGill back across to Dial. Dial coming in deep into the zone, going towards the net. Now behind the net. Brings it back up to the top of the zone. Now Dantis on the left side circle. Takes a shot. It was blocked by Sepanian. And that'll clear the zone. McGill comes all the way from the far side boards to get that puck just in front of his own blue line. And he'll get back to his right wing side. Gets through a couple players. And he's finally stopped at the line by McDonald. And the Red Wings will get some fresh legs out there on this power play, which has 30 seconds remaining. Sent down the ice. A good dump out by Kirkland Lake to kill off more time on this man advantage. We play 3:40. And a Kirkland Lake player gets well acquainted with the net, and that'll blow the play down there.
Well, we talked about yesterday, North Bay Battalion General Manager Adam Dennis talking about how he would fall strategically on players when they would be attacking them in the crease or something. Well, right there, Smith kind of bumped strategically into the Kirkland Lake player that was coming across into the net, and just basically he said, this is my crease, get out of here, because for whatever reason, he was right in the crease and was going to try and cut through behind Smith, and Smith just kind of, oops, knocked you in. Sometimes you can get your point across without being a Ron Hextall about things.
And the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners coaching staff, led by head coach and GM Cal Smart, having a word with the officials there. Taking the draw, Caden Laverdier going up against Alex McDonald. Laverdier wins the draw, but they can't push it into the zone. Now Mercer back to it. Cross passed over to Shorman. And now Kearns. Off the skate, Kearns gets it back. He'll try the other side, gets through one player, carries it to the hash marks, and now it's on the boards for Shorman. It's cleared, and the penalty is over. Back to 5 on 5, so Kirkland Lake comes out of their first penalty kill of the game unscathed. As DeBolt tries to move it down, it's right in front of the net. McDonald was right there but couldn't get a shot off. Now he tries from the boards. It's stopped. Cameron Smith making sure he does have it in the pads with 4:28 gone in the period. Cameron Smith, as we said, 2-4. He's played 8 games, 4.54 goals against average, and an .881 save percentage.
I have to say, I really enjoy, a couple of years ago, the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners redesigned their jerseys a little bit and made it more an emphasis on gold, which, I mean, when you're the Gold Miners, kind of makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unlike those teams like, Kansas City when they win the World Series and then they put gold as their numbers the next year. Like, come on, that's a little show-offy. But anyways.
Well, they are the Royals, though,
yeah,
right?
They are.
And it still fits.
Yeah. But anyways, I appreciate the gold and the gold lettering. The only thing I don't like is when you see DeBolt go by, it looks like it's just a tracing of the letter C on his jersey because it's done in gold with no bold outline around it.
Oh, okay, yeah, for the guys that are the captains and the alternates.
Yeah, you can barely see it.
You'd want that to stand out a little more, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have outlined it, you're right.
Yeah, it's literally just gold on white. And it's like, it doesn't really translate well. It'd be like...
Well, look at the numbers. The numbers stand out really well.
Yeah, and I don't understand why you wouldn't have done that with the C or the A. That's my only critique of the jersey. That's the only thing I'll say, because I think they're sharp-looking jerseys.
Absolutely. Elliott Lake win the neutral zone draw, and then we'll have to play it out from their own end. Hill chasing. That's Luke Hill. Fired on net. Stepanian on the far side. Gets it up and over the glass and out of play. 4:59 gone in this game. Still no score. Elliott Lake coming in with a 4-5 record, but they've played to 3-2 in their last 5. September 24th, probably their biggest win of the season, overcoming a 4-goal third-period deficit to beat Timmins 6-5 in a shootout.
Wow. After the Timmins Rock team that we saw yesterday in that second half of that last game against the Sioux Thunderbirds, that's pretty impressive.
I think a big talking point for the game will have to be Elliott Lake's discipline. They are the most penalized team in the league. 20 more penalty minutes occurred than the next highest team. 158 penalty minutes in their 9 games played. There's a shot on net, deflected, bouncing puck in front. Armitage finds it for Kirkland Lake. And a big hit on the far side. Braden Viss running over Ouellette. Puck sent down the other way. That will be icing called. And so Kirkland Lake will win the offensive zone faceoff here.
And these are 2 teams last year that probably didn't have a season that they wanted. The Red Wings, after the rebrand, finished with the 5th and final playoff spot in the West at 17-29, 1-1. Good for 36 points. That put them a whole 20 points behind the Blind River Beavers for the 4th place spot, whereas Kirkland Lake was 12-33, 0-3. That was 27 points. Another 20 points behind the French River Rapids for 4th. They both finished in the 5th spot in the playoffs. So,
Elliott Lake already looking like they're off to a better season than that, though.
They are.
They've got some guys that can score. And we'll certainly talk about that as the game goes on. Here's the captain DeBolt shot, and it's a blocker save made. Actually, probably went off the left side leg pad of the goaltender Smith, and that allows Elliott Lake to get the puck out. I know I'm going to have trouble remembering which lake it is in behind the net.
They're nowhere
That's
close
Kearns.
to each other geography.
That's true.
Geographically, so.
Shot from just inside the line is blocked. And DeBolt will end up with the puck, flipping it in, and that line will change for Kirkland Lake. Laverdier dumps it down. And that's okay, it wasn't going to be icing. Taylor in the neutral zone. Plays it over to the left side. DeMauro coming in. Drops it back. The shot scores! And Kirkland Lake open the scoring almost 7 minutes in. It's 1-0. Nice drop pass back to Scaringi. And the goal miners are on the board.
And that one for Scaringi is his 3rd goal. So now we can say they have a player that's over 2 goals in a game or in the season. So some great offensive work there for the Gold Miners, who started this showcase a little bit slow after being shut out yesterday against Blind River. So that's almost 67 minutes of no goals here in the showcase, but they're off to a good start here.
Just their 15th goal overall this season, but certainly signs pointing to trying to turn that around. That was a dangerous-looking hit, though. And that player that went into the boards looks like Evan Dantas, and he's slowly getting up.
Yeah, you like to see them be able to get up and recoup from that, and it doesn't look like it's too, it looks serious, but at least he looks like he's going to be okay, skating under his own power. So anytime that you see a player go down, you hope he can quickly get back up.
So boarding is the call against Luke Hill. I always thought yesterday the players were mad when they were going to the box, but they're just using their stick to actually open it, because there's no box attendant, right?
No.
So it's a power play opportunity for Elliott Lake here. And there's a trip in the circle, and that's going to be a call. And Elliott Lake's going to get a 2-man advantage unless they put the puck in the net here. Mercer down low. Centered. The shot for the extra attacker is stopped. Oh my goodness. Sam Node came off the bench, and it's like they drew it up that way. Streaking in right through the middle. Got the pass in the slot, but put it right into the pads of the goaltender, Lloyd. And so going to the box, Genova. That was only 20 seconds into the power play.
Yeah, undisciplined hockey. That's what can kill you in this league. That's what can kill you in any league. And right now we'll have to see if Kirkland Lake's able to hold off the 5-on-3.
Mercer to the right side. Back up high. One-timer from Antoine, and he fans on the shot. Didn't get all of it, and that's cleared. Alex Antoine, hometown product, 19-year-old, leading Elliott Lake in scoring coming into the showcase. Pass across to Antoine. Another shot that's blocked. He had 8 points through 8 games coming into the tournament, but was held off the score sheet yesterday. The 5-on-3 continues. Dantas, who drew the first penalty, puts on the brakes, cross-zone pass, and now it's back to Antoine in the neutral zone. Coming down the left wing, lost the handle of the puck, and it comes back out.
Can't get anything going here with the extra ice for the Elliott Lake Red Wings.
Kirkland Lake gets 7th on the penalty kill, but they're doing a great job until that little move there puts it on net. It's under the pads, and the whistle goes as Lloyd has it. Yeah, they did a great job playing that neutral zone trap on the 5-on-3.
Yeah, you can't ask any more than that, especially when it's not just a short 5-on-3. It's a long minute 45-on-3. So, you're going to have to really bear down on this one. And so far, so good for Kirkland Lake. They have 23 seconds left on the first penalty and 41, now at 21 after a couple of seconds ran down. So 21 seconds left on the 5-on-3, 41 seconds left with the penalty kill.
Technically, they should be putting those seconds back on the clock after that was just a restart on the face-off, but I don't think they did.
No, they definitely didn't.
Well, sometimes people think how much is 2 seconds actually going to matter, but in the game of hockey, those shots can come in pretty quickly. Now Node dishes it off to the right side. The shot from McGill is blocked, and it ricochets all the way down the ice. First penalty is over. Second penalty is over. And we're back to 5-on-5 with Kirkland Lake still ahead, 1-0. Shorman dumps it in to the far side corner. Genova, fresh out of the box, trying to get it out of the zone. Kept in the zone at the line by Sefton. Briefly, and it's Stepanian coming down the ice. He takes an awkward spill into the boards and loses the puck in the process as Sefton looks to get it back up ahead, and it's a 2-on-1 developing. Dantis on the right side takes the shot and fires it wide. Shorman down the left side boards for Node, back into the corner looking for Dantis. Sent around on the far side, and Sefton will chase. Evan Dantis has had a interesting period so far. Took the hard hit in the corner that drew the initial penalty. He's come out and had a couple of scoring chances. He's a rookie here in the NOHJL, and coming into this tournament, along with fellow rookie Zachary Vickerman, they were second and third respectively in points. Although with Silas Crawford's hat-trick yesterday, he's pushed everyone down a notch on the goal-scoring sheet for Kirkland Lake. There's a chance, or for Elliott Lake.
You called it.
Laverdier will chase. Stolen, coming into the zone, the shot, and it's a save made, but high sticking will be the call coming up against Laverdier, and now Kirkland Lake, who have the lead, will get the opportunity on the power play.
Kirkland Lake looking to get some more action here on the power play after.
Sorry, Braden Twig. No, it's Laverdier. Twig looked like he was going to the box there, but yeah.
If you look guilty, likely chances are you are guilty. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Kirkland Lake, after going down with the long 5-on-3 kill, looking to get some momentum here back in their corner on the power play as they lead with 1-0.
Turnover down the ice. Vickerman scores. It's a shorthanded goal for the rookie. And Elliott Lake doesn't need extra guys to score. They need less guys to score. It's 1-1.
That's their bread and butter right now, and the time hasn't even gone down on the penalty yet. They haven't even started it. So it still shows 2 minutes, so they have to figure out when the initial penalty happened and minus the time as they didn't start the clock. So it still looks like, again, the full 2 minutes. But, yeah, that seems to be, well, joke's on you. We don't want penalties against you guys. We want penalties against us. That way we actually go out and do that. But looks like Adam Morell's over there trying to figure things out, the referee of this game, trying to get the time settled here. As now they've taken the penalty off the board, and they'll have to remove the time, like mentioned, as it's still 2 minutes.
Probably about 5 seconds or so taken off, maybe 6.
I would say close to 10, 11. I don't know. I'm math.
Either way, for Zachary Vickerman, this is his 10th game as a rookie in the NOHJL, and that is his 5th goal and 7th point. And for the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners, they've got the worst power play in the league coming into the game. They've scored just 2 times while being up on the man advantage 39 times. So a 5.1 power play percentage coming into this game.
Well, now we got 4 minutes.
And now they've allowed their second shorthanded goal against this season. But as we said, this is an Elliott Lake team that
Are they just going to play without the penalty on the board now? Well, I can tell you by 6:34, we know they'll be back to 5-on-5. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. All right. but they haven't put the goal up either.
No.
It is 1-1. Okay, if this hasn't been confusing enough.
Let's do that hockey.
Early Wednesday morning Kings here at the NOHJL Showcase. It was a long day yesterday for everybody, and now we're just trying to work out the Kings here in day two.
Yep.
So Kirkland Lake still on the man advantage, and there's Vickerman again. Trying to steal the puck now, back to Mercer. Mercer fires it in. It's off the glove by tomorrow, and technically they have to call that now a hand pass. So Kirkland Lake struggling to get anything going here on the man advantage.
They're struggling to do that hockey.
Yeah. That's for
sure. Oh, hey, it's 1-1 now.
So they put the goal up.
You got about a minute left on the power play. I can tell you that.
But again, with no attendant in the penalty box, when is the player going to know he can come out?
Well, they got the guys that are scorekeeping and running the score clock, so maybe they're telling them.
They'll just tell him that he can go?
Yeah.
Yeah. 7:30 remaining in the first period. It is 1-1. Joniak feeds it up to McDonald. McDonald comes back down the half boards into the corner. Now back to McDonald at the half boards. Into the corner for DeBolt. Back to McDonald. Nice give and go, and the save is made by Smith. That was a good screen in front of the net by Kirkland Lake. They had Ken Taylor set up, and I don't know if Smith just felt that one come in or if he actually saw the puck. There's a shot all the way down the ice. Big bounce up to Taylor, and he can't get a good shot off. Well, Kirkland Lake coming alive in the last few minutes here after they really couldn't get anything going on the power play to begin, and now DeBolt in the corner. Taylor trying to help him out along the end boards.
And we're back to 5-5.
There's a shot from the left side circle. Comes down to the point. Joniak keeps it in. Kirkland Lake have control. McDonald. It gets stolen off his stick by Dantis, and he'll race down, finding Node on the left side. They gain the attacking zone. Node drops it back and saw DeBolt coming in, and they collide with each other. That allows Joniak to go the other way. He tries to set up his winger, but couldn't get it over to him. And it's Shorman the other way, puts it on net, bounced off the side. And on the far side, Laverdier takes a hit. Kirkland Lake moving it down the ice. It's a one-on-one. I believe that's Joniak going in, and his shot just goes wide. And if it is Joniak, he's been out there for a while. No, check that. That was Van Wheelie. Elliott Lake now really need to calm things down a bit here. After scoring that shorthanded goal, Kirkland Lake has responded pretty well. Down the ice, Ouellette can't get it past Dial. Now it's fed up ahead, 2-on-1 the other way. Pass across the zone, but it's behind Antoine. And it comes out to the neutral zone. This is fluid moving hockey here. Ladislaw knocks him down. They're going to call offside on that? Yes, they will.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And now they will go take a break. Our producer, Ben Long, was on it before the officials were, so good work over there, Ben. And we thank Average Joe's, our game day broadcast sponsor. Well, it's 1-1.
Whoa.
They've put like 20 goals on on the shot clock. I saw an article the other day. There's a team in Alberta, a junior B team in Alberta, that is averaging 25 goals against per game through their first 5 games of the season. They've lost 26-1,
wow.
28-2. Yeah, it's been pretty bad. So
are those football games or?
Oh, and that junior B team has now folded. Maybe rightfully so, I guess. I don't think it's fair that you put kids in a junior B program and they get pounded like that, game in, game out.
Everyone else, so in the league's point night's gone.
Oh, man. Playback underway. Just over 5 minutes remaining in what's been an entertaining first period between two teams in opposite divisions here. And that's the interesting thing, right? 5th in the West, Elliott Lake. 6th in the East, Kirkland Lake. But a 7-point differential in the standings.
Was that junior PE team potentially run by the mob in a Netflix documentary done about it?
Yeah.
Although they were good.
They were good, yeah. In behind the net. Vickerman with an opportunity there. Down to the point. Sefton's shot got blocked. Comes out to the neutral zone. The former Powassan Voodoo drops it back to McGill. McGill had 3 assists in that game yesterday. 5-2 win over Cochrane. Dumped into the Kirkland Lake zone. Loose puck. Vickerman had it, and he sends it wide.
And he picked his spot well on that one.
Yeah, he did.
It looked like it was going in from our angle.
He shot low glove side on the goaltender Lloyd. And just missed. And now there's a turnover going into the zone. The shot, shoulder save made by the goaltender Smith, stopping Luca Mairi. Vickerman moving through the zone. Down the left wing side, takes a shot off the shoulder of Lloyd. Back in behind the net. Long shift here for Vickerman, but he's done well to make the most of it. Now Hibbert going the other way on the right wing side. Takes a shot from a sharp angle, and it's a save made. Dantis catching up to the puck over the blue line. He goes the other way and fires it high. And here we go again. Kirkland Lake now the other way. DeBolt puts it through the legs, and then he has to stay outside as McDonald helps him out on the boards. He takes a shot in and out of the glove and just stopped on the doorstep. I don't know if Smith planned that or if he just didn't actually have a handle on it, but he left it there for Dantis, and it's right back in the zone with Mercer having control of the puck. Both teams playing this run-and-gun style now in the last 5 minutes of this game, or of this period. Here comes Antoine, setting it right in front, and the save is made by Lloyd. Loose puck at the side of the net. The officials blow the play down, and now a lot of rough stuff happening behind the goal line after the whistle, with 3:02 remaining in the first of this 1-1 game.
They must have blew it down because of the rough stuff, because there was nowhere near the goaltender covering that. That puck was very well loose. We could see it clear as day from here, so it must be because of the rough stuff behind them that was going on, or they did legitimately lose sight of it. But from up here, you could see the puck sitting there plain as day.
Yeah, I think the officials thought the puck was under his pad. Face off in the right side circle of the Kirkland Lake zone. Ladislav trying to clear it. He can't. Big shot coming in from the point. That goes wide. And now Scott on the far side plays it back into the corner. Big hit in that corner. Back around to the point. Shot comes in from Scott. That's blocked by his own player in front of the net. And then he can't keep it in off the foot. And now Scott will have to race back to it. Looking to play it to Symington Lysenko. Scott back behind the net. Up ahead to Kearns. Lost it coming down the half boards. Gains it back. Comes right through the slot. And it went through about 3 Elliott Lake players and clears the zone. Every other guy thought the other one was going to pick up the puck there. You got it? No, you got it? No. Oh, I better go get it. DeBolt forces the turnover coming in the zone. Shoots glove side, and Smith makes the save. And for Smith, that is his 10th save of the game. I'm going to have to mark down which team is home on the scoreboard here.
Elliott Lake is home.
And
so that's Smith's 8th save of the game.
Thank you.
I know, it's we talked about it yesterday when Sudbury was the away team. It's very confusing. That's now his 9th save.
And Sudbury will be the home team on this ice when they host the Voodoos in our 4 o'clock game.
Yeah. And the thing that's still weird is that it's still not home ice for them because that's behind us at rink 1.
Joniak with a shot. Blocker save made. Comes out to the slot, but Elliott Lake clears it. McDonald. It's put on net. Bouncing puck, and Lloyd sees it through a little bit of traffic there. Bears down on it. And holds on to it for his 11th save of the game. A minute 34 to go in this opening period. 1-1 between Elliott Lake and Kirkland Lake. Coming into this game, Cameron Smith has played the second most minutes of any league netminder at 397 and was sitting third overall in saves made with 222. That's a lot of puck to take in 8 games for Cameron Smith coming into this tournament.
Lots of rubber for sure, and that's, and some guys thrive on that, being busy goaltenders, right? So
They sure do. And Elliott Lake coming into the game with a -7 goal differential, 32 goals for, 39 goals against. Scaringi in the circle, drops it back to Salmona. The shot, save made, pushed to the outside, and then the net was pushed off its moorings. And so with 59 seconds remaining, faceoff will come up inside the Elliott Lake zone. Yeah, that's a big difference when you're at -7. It's not a bad spot to be in through this early portion of the season, about a month in. For Kirkland Lake, though, sitting -30 in the goal differential category. Nowhere to go but up, right? That's
exactly.
Like you said, want to start spreading that offense around.
And again, if they're able to start doing that and get offense up and down the lineup, they can become a scary team real quick.
Bouncing puck off the draw. And Cameron Smith says, I'll just take that, thank you very much.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier than that when the puck's just bouncing in. Although if you're Vesa Toskala, we know what that's all about with bouncing pucks.
Puck clears the zone. Vickerman has it. Tried to drop it back and just couldn't complete the pass to Crawford. Vickerman has impressed me in this game. Elliott Lake with a couple of standout rookies, including Vickerman. Scored the shorthanded goal to even things up in this game for Elliott Lake. And he's had a couple more opportunities since then. In behind the net. And now Vickerman on the near side boards. Gets it up ahead to Dantis. Dantis to Crawford. Into the corner. Dantis and Crawford throwing some hits. Crawford goes down. Dantis tries to spin away from one. The puck kept on the line. Mercer's shot goes in. It may have been tipped by Crawford. Either way, Elliott Lake, with 4 seconds remaining on the clock in the first, have taken a 2-1 lead. And it looks like Mercer leading the charge back to the bench.
Great buzzer beater for the Elliott Lake Red Wings on this one. You can't speak enough about how much momentum that can give you going into another game or going into another period. And that's actually, if it is Mercer's, it will be his first of the season as well. So good for him.
And if it's Crawford's, it'll be his 7th and 4th of this tournament.
Wow.
Great way to end the period for the Elliott Lake Red Wings, who get a late goal to take a 2-1 lead. They score shorthanded, and they score late 5-on-5. Whereas Kirkland Lake, they've had their chances too. They have been playing a nice, fluid, quick puck-moving game. They just weren't able to convert on a couple chances, and I think they got to generate some more traffic in front of Cameron Smith.
Yeah, they, Kirkland Lake didn't look at all like a team that was shut out yesterday, I would say. I thought they had a pretty good period. I thought for the majority of that period, they were probably the better team as well. So they have lots to build on here moving forward into the second and third periods. But we'll have to see how they reset after the first intermission.
All right, we'll take a break. I'm Matthew Seagram alongside Courtney Kenny. And we'll be back for the second period here at Countryside Arena in Sudbury for the 2022 NOHJL Showcase.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
Welcome back. Period number 2 about to get underway between the Elliott Lake Red Wings and the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners. I'm Matthew Sucrum alongside Courtney Kenny. 1-1 the score. Check that, 2-1 the score, with Elliott Lake scoring late in that second period to take the 2-1 lead. So Kirkland Lake looking to respond quickly here. And somebody's going to get in trouble for that one. Boarding is the call. Looks like it's Dantas going to the box. And this is probably the opportunity Kirkland Lake were looking to get right out of the gate here, as they'll be going on the man advantage, although it did work out for them last time, giving up that shorthanded goal to Vickerman.
Well, I can tell you for sure, if we don't get it on the board, it'll be 17-40 by the time he comes out of the penalty box. So, but it does look like we're getting it on the board, and it's just 2 minutes. And again, like you said, this could be the opportunity that Kirkland Lake's looking for.
12th in the league on the power play, 5.1%, just 2 for 39. 2 of their now 15 goals this season have come on the power play. So the percentages say they're better at scoring 5-on-5, but when the sample size is that small.
Well, like we mentioned, they have one player who has more than 2 goals on the year, and it's 3 now. So
DeBolt lets it go by him. In behind the net, that is Taylor. Flips it back around to the near side, down to the point, that's Hibbert. Hibbert to DeBolt on the half boards, into the corner, back to DeBolt on the left side half boards, walks to the circle, gets it to the point. Now across to Hibbert, sends it in. That one's off a skate in front of the net. And back to the half boards. Nice play to keep the puck alive in that area. McDonald to DeBolt. Wires one in, and that one's off the body of Darcy Scott of Elliott Lake. And now back around to the near side. Into the circle. McDonald lost the handle on it and just calmly sent down the ice by Vickerman to kill some time. 40 seconds remaining on the power play for Kirkland Lake. Stepanian coming down the right wing with speed, lost his stick, and Kirkland Lake want to call on that one. Maybe a bit of a slash, I don't know. Delmaro. Got 15 seconds left to go up the ice with the puck. And remember, Elliott Lake is the most penalized team in the league coming into this game. 158 penalty minutes served already this season. That's sent down the ice, and that will be icing call to effectively end the Kirkland Lake power play. So you come out of the gate with the offensive zone attack, you draw the penalty, but you're not able to do much with it.
Yeah, and we talked about that a little bit with Kirkland Lake, where at times in the first period it looked like they dominated play, and they were the better team out of the two of them, but just not able to kind of grab a stranglehold there on the man advantage, Matt, and we're still tied, or it's a 2-1 hockey game, I should say, for Elliott Lake.
Yeah, they didn't move the puck around the zone enough, I felt, when they had control of the puck in the zone. Kept it too much to one side. There's a shot coming in. It goes off the crossbar and out of play.
That was a really inauspicious looking shot, really. And then next thing it became one of the more eventful ones that we've seen recently. I must say, though, when it comes to Kirkland Lake, my first year working around the Powassan Voodoos, which would have been the 2018-19 season, I would argue that the Voodoos have more of a rivalry against the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners than they did against the Timmins Rock. Those games were heated in that first year, and then Kirkland Lake's just kind of petered off ever since. And
they were good that year, weren't they?
They were. And the Voodoos ended up taking them out in the playoffs that season. But it's just been unfortunate to watch them kind of tail away.
It's hard. There's some teams that just attract those players that have that OHL draft caliber. I mean, for Kirkland Lake, they aren't an affiliate team of an OHL club, are they?
No.
So it's a tough sell, and
Neither's Timmins, but they always put together a really strong team on the ice.
That's true. And Timmins has a history of not only putting strong teams on the ice, but they have a history of turning out strong players from Northern Ontario.
Exactly. I mean, you look at the list of players from the Porcupine area that have made the NHL, and it's astounding for such a smaller community.
That's it. Into the corner. Ladislau trying to get it away from Antoine. Still in that area. Stepanian to the point. Shorman is able to get it up onto the stick of Laverdier. And Laverdier down the ice takes a shot. Save made by the Kirkland Lake netminder. While Laverdier going coast to coast, dancing through a couple of defenders, but just not able to beat Lloyd on the end of that play. And now there's a stretch pass ahead, but it's out of his reach. That was Vickerman on this last play here. And he was looking to change, I thought. But now he's still out on the ice, so I guess maybe he just got onto the ice on that play when he saw the pass coming in. That was a really nice stretch pass attempt. Now it's Laverdier again. Laverdier takes a shot off the mask this time of Lloyd and into the corner. Picked up back there by McDonald. That's Alex McDonald. There are a couple of McDonalds on this team. Along with Ian. No relation from what I can tell, though.
We're going to get a stoppage here as the chip out attempt by Elliott Lake out of their zone hit the glove of a member of the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners on the bench. So just quick stoppage and play. 14:51 left in the second. Elliott Lake leads in the shot category, 16-11 as well.
And I just wanted to check on who ended up getting that second goal. Yeah, they rewarded to Mercer. Remember, we thought that Crawford might have tipped it in. Silas Crawford did get an assist on it, though, so he's got 3 goals and 1 assist so far in the 2-day tournament.
He's come to play for sure in front of the scouts.
Thomas Sefton got the secondary assist, and that's his second assist of the season, coming over from the Boston Voodoos. At the point, that's Scott into the corner. Elliott Lake still in control. This lost it, and the Red Wings get it out of their zone. Check that. Kirkland Lake gets it out of their zone. Now Elliott Lake moving it back forward. Hill tries to get it in. That got blocked. And now Myeri, going into the zone. Hit in the corner. Puck is loose. And it's the other way with Dantis coming down. Dantis sends it on net. Big save by Lloyd. That was a good defensive play. I think that was Ken Taylor for the Gold Miners that was able to just get in the way of that pass coming in from Dantis. And now it's Dantis again. Right in the slot. Takes a shot. And Lloyd makes a save. DeMauro in the corner for Kirkland Lake. Is able to make something happen in that area to get it out of the zone. It's shot right back in. Skaringi sends it down. Myeri going in. It's still loose on the blue paint. They turn around. The goalie's out of position. The shot comes in. And now the whistle goes down only because the net budged a little bit to blow that play down.
Yeah, and there was a lot of movement down there in front of the net, so you kind of thought that you saw the net move slightly at first, and then you thought, okay, well, this is going to be blown dead because the net's obviously going to come off. But it took a little bit longer than I thought. And Kirkland Lake had a golden opportunity to try and get the tying goal in there before the net finally did come off its moorings. And that's the stoppage of play that we have now. And a lot of back and forth action in the last little bit now as both teams have kind of opened it up a little bit here in the last 2 or 3 minutes. So we'll have to see which team that really favors in the long run here, Matt.
Shots are 18-12 for Elliott Lake. And they currently lead 2-1, but have to win this defensive zone stance. Laverdier does just enough to get it to Sefton. Sefton up ahead and cleared. Joniak right back into Stepanian. Over to Genova. Genova coming in. Backhanded shot, save made. Loose puck is steered away into the far side corner. Ladislaw there. It's taken away, and Elliott Lake do get it out. Sent down the ice to Antoine. Antoine, one-on-one in the zone. Going in behind the net. Penalty coming up against Kirkland Lake. Antoine to Kearns. Cross to the left side. Sefton shot. Blocker save made. Allen touches the puck. And it will be a holding call against the Gold Miners. And so Elliott Lake will get an opportunity to expand on the lead with the man advantage. They're up 2-1.
And that was just good hustle by Antoine to really draw that penalty as he tried to come in and cut to the net, but he wasn't able to as the defenseman, Janiak, who's going into the box right now, was the one who ended up committing that infraction. But he played great defensively, trying to keep him away from the front of the net. But that's what happens when you keep your legs moving as an offensive player. You're going to draw those penalties.
Dial to the left side. Dantis to the middle. Node with a big shot, but it got blocked. Now McGill follows that one up, trying to get it from the right side boards. In behind the net. Dantis kicked it away, and Kirkland Lake will skate out of the zone with it. That's Hibbert going in. He lost it entering the zone, but Salmona is able to fire it right back in, and Elliott Lake will have to bring it all the way back. Dantis over the blue line, still in control. Sends it across the blue line to Dial. Down low in the zone, and now back up high. Dial again. Over to McGill. He winds up, fires off the shoulder of Lloyd. Stays in play, and that allows No to control the puck. To the left side, the shot. Loose puck in the slot area, and it's cleared away again as DeBolt, the captain, will bring it down the left wing side. DeBolt makes a move, gets around on the defender, and he almost beat the netminder Smith. What a play by DeBolt, shorthanded, trying to tie this game, as offside will be the call against Elliott Lake.
That was a Herculean effort by DeBolt, basically trying to put his entire team on his back and get down the ice, but a great save by Smith, and I think DeBolt just kind of ran out of real estate a little bit. But still, what a great attempt by the captain of Kirkland Lake to really try and tie the game, like you said, shorthanded no less as well. So after, again, some back and forth action here and some good action down in the down for Elliott Lake in the offensive zone, DeBolt just takes it right down and tries to will his team to the tie.
Coming off a 23-point season last year in his rookie year in the NOHJL, as Vickermans sends it to Antoine. Now across to the left side to Mercer. Carried it down low in the slot. The shot off the stick of Laverdier is wide. Now Allen, the Sudbury boy, tries to clear. Kept in the zone. On the half boards, now back to the point. That's Antoine. Now on the half boards again, Mercer. Antoine's pass to across the blue line. Escapes the blue line, and Kearns has to chase it down. Back to 5-on-5 play as Kearns brings it in. His shot is blocked by Allen. 10-10 remaining in the second period. 2-1 the score as Elliott Lake continue their attack. Back to 5-on-5. Shot comes in from Vickerman. And now it's cleared. McDonald carries it in. McDonald around on the defender, trying to control the puck off the backhand. His shot is stopped by Smith. Wow, the defenders going back on the back check on the last two shifts have given up a little bit too much room to the Gold Miners. Played in front of the net. Kirkland Lake looking clear, and they do. Mairi going in. Smith out of his net. Slaps it away from the attacking Mairi. And it is carried the other way by Laverdier. Laverdier pushed to the outside by Del Maro. Puck whipped around to the boards on the near side. Hill keeping it alive for Elliott Lake. Takes a shot. Kicked away by Lloyd. And picked up on the far side by Skaringi. Scaringi is hit. Lost the puck. Now he throws a hit. And Kirkland Lake have it back in their possession briefly as Hill's trying to check that Mayari's trying to control it. Hill dumps it in. 8:45 to play in the second. This is a quick moving second period. Just there's been like 2 or 3 whistles, I think. 2 power plays called, and the puck's gone out of play once, maybe, in this period.
Yep.
On the far side, this picked up in the corner by Salmona. Dantis at the line to the left side. That's Viss. He makes a move, gets some clearance, and his shot is blocked. Shorman into the corner to Dantis. Fired to the point. That's Viss again. Takes a shot from way out, and it's stopped by Lloyd. On the half boards, Crawford fires it in, and Lloyd makes the save again, and this time he gobbles it up.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
8:03 left in the second period. Shots on goal favor Elliott Lake. Oh, now we got 30 minutes left in the second period. What is going on? Anyways, shots on goal favor the Elliott Lake Red Wings. 25-15 right now. Score is 2-1. And we still have 30 minutes on the clock, which is about roughly what we had left in the game. But I mean, I'm pretty sure we still had a intermission or two anyways. Coming up in the second intermission, though, we will have a bit of a change-up, whereas usually we walk away and, rest our voices a little bit. But I will be talking to a member of the NOHJL, Jacob Brown, who we've talked about goaltender Jacob Brown. Now we'll be talking about baseball player Jacob Brown, and he'll be coming on and talking about some initiatives that the NOHJL has enacted recently. So excited to have him on for a quick little interview. And then, and of course, Chris Dawson, the general manager of the Powassan Voodoo's here, taking some snapshots of us, trying to make us look great. But we'll have to repay
trying
the favor.
is the key word.
Yeah, trying is a very big key word there for sure.
I was going to say, technically, that Jacob Brown is also a goaltender. He did play for West Fairs, the West Fairs Trojans.
Yes, but we don't talk about that.
I remember, baseball. Van Wheely coming down the left wing side. He dumps it in. I coached him, actually, baseball at West Ferris, and he would show up to our practices with his goalie gear because we started baseball practice in February when I was coaching at West Ferris. So he would have to show up with his goalie gear and his baseball gear because he would have hockey practice after school, and we did baseball practice in the morning as the net gets knocked loose here. 7:30 to play in the second period.
Yeah, I remember my baseball days at West Ferris. You basically, again, like you said, started in February. You were there at 7 in the morning to work out and do your practices down in the dungeon at West Ferris. And then you had to go to school. Or in your case, you'd have to go to work.
That's it.
It was a lot of fun for sure, as we're still waiting for the net to be put back on. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. But honestly, you could see it pay off when you got to baseball
Certainly
season.
could, yeah.
You saw the hard work pay off, and you saw the efforts when you're out on the field.
Although after a couple of weeks of practice, you're already ready to get out, and then you realize, it's still March in North Bay, and the fields aren't going to be ready for a while.
No. But those were the fun ones back when it got to, mid-April when we'd moved from the dungeon to going to a baseball field at 7 in the morning, or something like that, and actually getting to take the field, because there's only so much you can work you can do in the basement of a high school.
Yeah.
That is a storage
or a gym.
area.
We would take them to the gym to work on long toss and stuff. But it's you're right. There's only so much you can do,
and it's not
indoors for baseball when you don't have an artificial turf field. Right?
It's not like a made for baseball facility. It's a storage area for the drama, the plays and everything.
Right, but there was a batting cage down there. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they just looked at it one day. I was like, we can put this in the corner here.
Yeah.
There it is. For those of you that haven't been to West Ferris Secondary School.
Yeah.
Or I guess.
Probably a well-known secret, though, around North Bay that they have.
It is. It really is. And I remember I went to school there, and I was there for a whole year before we got a baseball team. Mm-hmm. And I went down there in grade 10. I was like, this is what's down here. I've been here for a year.
Felt like it took a year to put that net back on there as we're back underway. Listen, this is our 5th game in 2 days, so we're really rolling through the Rolodex of what we can talk about. Play back underway, though. 2-1 Elliott Lake lead in the later stages here of the 3rd period. 7 minutes to go. Elliott Lake bringing the puck down the ice on the left wing side. That's Dumont. Tries to cut in front, and then the puck bounced off the front chest of Noad. But then the goaltender, Lloyd, was able to keep that one out of the net. And now it's Kirkland Lake's time to respond. Here's Ouellette. His shot is blocked. It goes into the corner. And he goes hard in the corner on a hit from Darcy Scott. It's a partial breakaway chance, and Noah's pushed into the net. Check, that might have been Braden Viss that's pushed into the net. The goaltender gets knocked down. The net comes loose. Yeah, there's chances up and down the ice. Check that. That was Brody Kearns that had that partial breakaway. 6:38 to go.
Over under, this one takes a year to put back on, too.
Yeah.
Next up in the Rolodex, Mike Brown, our camera guy, does ASMR.
Happy birthday yesterday to Mike.
Yeah, it was Mike's birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
That was producer Ben Long, who will also be serenading you with his homemade songs in next game. He's only bringing out the real good ones, though. And by real good ones, I mean the ones he would never think to record.
Amazing.
And we're talking about a guy who records everything.
6:38 to go in the 2nd period. 2-1 Elliott Lake. Looking for more. Wraparound chance. Tried to center it. McGill pinching in. Goes to the middle on the backhand. He lets a shot loose. And it's a save made by Lloyd. That is his 25th save of the game.
Yeah, he's had a really good game, really, and when it comes to the it being a net for Kirkland Lake so far. He's made the saves when he's had to, and a couple have gotten by him, of course, but without him in net, this could be a much bigger deficit.
Kirkland Lake win the defensive zone draw, and it's DeBolt going the other way. Down the right wing side, centers that one. It skips off a stick and goes in behind the net and carried out by Elliott Lake. Kearns centers, tries to make a move, and Lloyd kept the pads down to keep that one out of the net. Delayed call now coming up against Elliott Lake. After the end of that play, McDonald is down and hasn't gotten up. So Kearns will be going to the box. We'll wait to see what the call is. But there was a good chance for Elliott Lake, and then a really good stop made by Lloyd. And unfortunately, results in a player being down on the ice. That is McDonald.
Yeah, not looking so good right now. As the trainer's making our way out to him right now. All the players out there, 2 players out there still as well. He hasn't moved much since going down on the ice.
Alex McDonald, right shot forward from Englehart. And so I guess he's... Well, there he must have drawn blood because it's a 4-minute penalty put on the board, so a double minor here.
There's 2 gentlemen sitting in the box as well, so you got to think it's going to be a 10.
Yeah, it must be a 10. 4 and a 10 against Kearns, and that could be a big guy to not have on the ice for quite some time for Elliott Lake.
And, of course, for McDonald coming from, as you mentioned, Englehart not too far from Kirkland Lake, so essentially a hometown boy for the Gold Miners. Englehart's about a half an hour outside of Kirkland Lake.
One of the alternate captains for the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners.
He's still taking his time getting up, but it looks like he is going to get up now. The 2 players are picking him up.
Yeah,
he's up.
He's one of the more all-around offensive weapons that the Gold Miners have. He was at a point-per-game pace coming into this showcase. 2 goals, 6 assists on the season. And one of his 2 goals was a game winner in their lone win back on September 17th. It was a 4-3 overtime win over Cochrane. And Kirkland Lake erased a 2-goal deficit in the third period to win that game.
And we'll just have a quick word from producer Ben Long about that.
So over here beside me, the NOHJL is looking at a replay system that they have, and I took a look on the pad, and it was quite a nasty knee that he got dealt there, and so he might be in for some pain for a little bit here.
Was it knee on knee, or was it?
It looked either knee or just right above the knee.
Oh, so it'd be a knee on knee. That would be the 4 minutes.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So, Joniak at the line, sends it in, deflected, still loose on the doorstep, and DeBolt will pick it up on the far side boards. Back to Joniak, he cannot hold the puck there, and Elliott Lake clears. Hibbert chasing that one down, going in the corner with Laverdier. He sends it around to the far side boards, and it's actually a... Hang on, what was the call there? Interference. And that erases the 5-on-4 for Kirkland Lake. So it'll be 2 minutes on the board.
Well, they'll still get the power play for a minute and a half.
Yeah.
But as of right now, it'll be 4-on-4.
4-on-4.
For the next 2 minutes.
That's really too bad. That is a huge blow against Kirkland Lake to not have that full 4 minutes.
Yeah, that full 4 minutes would really give them a chance to establish some momentum in this one, Matt, and it's just really not working out in their favor right now by taking that penalty. And just a silly penalty, too, that you didn't need to take.
Trying to center it. It's picked up by DeBolt, and he'll go down the ice. Down the left wing side, takes a shot. Save made by Smith, and he'll hold on to it for a stoppage in play.
DeBolt trying to really help his team get the tie here, as he had a great individual effort on the penalty kill earlier and coming down there, just throwing it on net, looking for a rebound for his teammates, but Smith keeping that one close and covering that one up.
It's funny, before the mid-period break, I had said that this period was moving quickly, and now it's taken about 20 minutes to play the last 3 minutes of this period. Under 5 to play now. One player goes hard on the boards. Crawford takes a shot that goes off his stick and into the corner. Dial's there. Plays it behind the net for Node. Dial trying to keep it in. Uses the long reach to get that puck. Sends it back behind the net for Crawford. Tried to center it. Node is there, but he sends it wide. 1 minute remaining in the penalty to Skaringi. Dial in the corner. Shorman looking for it. Gets knocked away from him. Sent around on the near side. Oh, and a big collision at the line. Dial and Stepanian get into it. And Dial almost tried to rip off the helmet of Stepanian. And then another Kirkland Lake player came over to support Stepanian. That was DeMauro, and now we'll see if anything gets dished out to both players. Roughing will be the call on one side, and I guess it'll be the call on both sides. Nope, only Dial's going to the box. I think Kirkland Lake might
have gotten
be
away
fortunate,
with one.
yeah.
But that was a call right there. I mean, the hit was fine. It was all the extracurriculars
It was the extra
after.
stuff.
And that's a call, Adam Morrell, the referee, and Jack Hennigan, they made the right call on that one, really getting that one down. But Kirkland Lake might have skated away with a fortunate bounce on that one.
It was a weird hit, right? Because Dial looked like he was going to lay out Skaringi, but then Skaringi just kind of bounced off him.
Yeah.
And then there was a bit of a stare down there.
Yeah.
So now there are 3 Elliott Lake Red Wings in that penalty box.
They literally have space for one more in there. And that's it. And I don't think that there's really space because the door's there, but
so Skaringi will come out in 38 seconds, and then it'll be a 5-on-3 for, I guess,
a minute
and a half or so.
And they still haven't put them up on the board, the new penalties. But the scorekeepers
you know what? Next
are being
time I'm not
talked
going to make a comment about how fast the period is moving because...
Yeah, Matt. I don't mean to tell you that you're fired, but you're fired.
The first 12 minutes flew by, and now The last 4 have taken forever to play.
Questions, comments, concerns about this broadcast, please direct them towards Matthew Sugrum. Or Thomas Mercier. That was the one that we were saying yesterday.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, issue it to Thomas Mercier.
So it'll be 4-on-3 for Kirkland Lake
There we go.
for 38 seconds. And then after that, it'll be a brief 5-on-3 before becoming a 5-on-4, unless they score. Big moment here for Kirkland Lake. We'll see if they can capitalize. Delmaro's shot goes high. Joniak lays it in behind the net. Getting that one out is Symington Lysenko, and he sends it all the way down the ice. Delmaro to it.
They'll still have a 9-second 5-on-4 by the end of it, too.
Armitage down the left wing. And he just lost the handle of the puck as he was trying to play it on the boards, and now he'll chase it into the corner. Symington Lysenko throws a hit in there. Out of the box comes the extra player for Kirkland Lake. So now they have a 5-on-3 for a minute 10. Carrying it down is Ladislav. Ladislav cutting in towards the net. Pushed off the puck. And he wants to know if there's going to be a call there. I mean, yeah, Dantas got the hands up pretty high on that play.
Yeah, just kind of unfortunate there. They couldn't get anything going offensively. And then, like you said, the hands got up pretty high. So the way it looks right now, we have a minute and 1 second left on the 5-on-3. Then we'll have a 9-second 5-on-4 as the original double minor still has a minute 10 left on it.
Off the face-off, DeBolt. Down to the point, Joniak. To left side, Hibbert. Back to Joniak. Getting the shot off. Hibbert back behind the net. Hibbert again on the left side half boards. And he switches spots. That's McDonald with it. Good to see him back out on the ice after drawing the double minor initially. That shot from Hibbert is blocked. Hibbert again at the point. To the right side. Walking in. The shot, bouncing puck, and it just goes wide of the net. And it's stuck on the mesh behind the net, so they'll blow that play down. 2:27 remaining in the period. 17 seconds on the roughing call to Dial remaining. And then 26 seconds left on the double minor to McGill. But McGill will stay in there. I'm not sure how long he'll be in there for.
At least the 10 minutes, so he won't be back till the third period.
Into the corner. Trying to get it out of that area. Kirkland Lake battling for the puck here. McDonald to DeBolt. Short, sharp angle shot. That one stopped. And then the secondary chance goes wide as the net gets knocked loose.
And we're officially back to 5-on-4 for 9 seconds as the first penalty has officially been killed off. That was a little frantic there for Kirkland Lake as the puck got out in front, and Elliott Lake was able to corral it away and then get the puck knocked off. But Kirkland Lake in the dying seconds of that penalty really trying to throw what they could with the man advantage still out there. And now we'll have to see what they can do with these 9 seconds here still with the man advantage.
And here's the thing with the Kirkland Lake power plays, just not generating enough traffic in front of the net. We saw that on their power plays earlier in the game where they kept the puck to really the left side of the zone. Now they'll try again. Ladislav tries to center it. That gets blocked, and the second penalty is over, so we're back to 5-on-5 now. So after a wild sequence, Kirkland Lake cannot come up with a goal, and they still trail 2-1. Now Crawford sends that one up ahead. Stepanian blocks that. Stepanian throwing the head a little bit on, looked like Node over there. DeMauro moving it through the neutral zone, dumping it in. Smith out behind his net. He's got a couple of players with him. Took a while to decide what to do with the puck. Salmona sends it in, off the bounce, off the end boards, bounce back to the side of the net. Kirkland Lake in control. There's a shot that gets stopped. and cleared down the ice. This will be icing called with just over a minute to go in the second period. It's 2-1 Elliott Lake, out shooting the Gold Miners 27-19.
Again, lots of frantic action here for the Gold Miners, and really, they haven't looked out of place in this game at all. They were outscored 8-0 yesterday against Blind River, but so far today, with getting their one goal and really getting the icebreaker in this game, they've looked pretty solid, but that also helps when you have the man advantage for 4 minutes.
Hibbert takes the shot. That's blocked, and there's a stretch pass down the ice, just out of the reach of Dumont. And Loy turns it over behind the net, but Dumont can't bury that one. Couple of chances there for T and Dumont out of Elliott Lake. The hometown product trying to do what he can to expand the lead for the Red Wings. And one player is down. It's a 2-on-0. DeBolt to McDonald. Back to DeBolt, and coming back into the play was Braden Viss to deny that opportunity. Now they've got another one. McDonald on the doorstep, and he can't get a shot off. Bodies flying now into the corner as time is winding down. DeBolt's shot is blocked. Viss trying to get it out. He's tangled up with McDonald. Vickermans finally clears it up ahead to Dumont. He gets it up ahead to Laverdier. Laverdier centers. Viss is there. Poke check made to get that one out of the goal-scoring area. Vickerman can't hold it at the line. And that was a wild way to end that period. After all that, the score is the same as how we started the last 20 minutes. It's 2-1, Red Wings ahead.
There's a few moments in a game where you can point to where, okay, you know you're not going to win a game. You know, it's just not in your cards to win that game. The bounces aren't going your way. If Kirkland Lake ends up not winning this game, they can look back at those two quick 2-on-0s that they had that they weren't able to.
Plus the 5-on-3.
Plus the 5-on-3 that they weren't able to bury any chances on. And those ultimately, if they lose this game 2-1, it's going to be a game of missed opportunities for the Gold Miners. But quickly, we'll take a quick break here on the front line, and we'll be back with an interview shortly after this. Thanks.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
All right, we welcome you back inside the Jerry McCrory Arena here in Sudbury. And we've talked about him on this broadcast a few times as Jacob Brown, the baseball player. But today he's Jacob Brown, the NOHJ guy. So, Jacob, we're happy to have you on the broadcast here today to talk about the NOHJ.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
What was the road trip like today? How was it rough coming up with Jason Marchand as well?
No, he's always a treat. We have Kirsten Maitland, our office managers here as well. Another member of our office, Adam Morell's out there doing a heck of a job. officiating. The trip was good. Ran into a little bit of construction, but we finally made her.
Well, I was going to say, just because he's standing next to you doesn't mean you need to be nice to him. So take me through some of the things that the NOHJL does, or kind of behind the scenes to make things happen, like Team NOHJL and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Team NOHJL obviously is it's a big aspect of hockey development in the North. I think it's a place where a lot of players want to play and use it as a stepping stone to play one day in events such as this. I mean, you got to tip your cap to all the hundreds and the thousands, really, of volunteers and staff that make minor hockey up to junior hockey possible in the North. So, tip of the cap to everyone involved.
I know it's early, but Team NOHJL, when does that kind of really kick off for you guys? I mean, I know the OHL Cup's not till March, April, but I mean, it's got to be a year-round kind of commitment almost, it feels like, when you're talking about a team like that.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you really want to do right by the association, and you want to do right by the players in the association. So I don't think it ever sleeps on that front. We're actually in our process of trying to name our staff and getting those talks underway. So there will be announcements soon on that front.
You guys run clinics and all that stuff, but not just on the hockey side, but on the refereeing side as well. What goes into, kind of all that stuff? And obviously, your scope of area is huge. So, I mean, there has to be a lot of work and travel on that.
Yeah, there is. And I mean, I've mentioned him a little bit earlier here. Adam Morrell, he takes care of all the officiating stuff, and he does an awesome job. I know the NOHJL has established a new initiative for the first-time officials, providing them with whistles, jerseys, and pants and whatnot. And I think that's a fantastic initiative. So we do a lot to hopefully recruit and retain new officials in the NOHJL.
Speaking of recruiting officials and stuff, one thing I've noticed this year, haven't seen it on the ice yet, but I know we talked about, at least on our ball team, we've talked about the green armbands a little bit. So just take us through maybe what that is and how that's going to help keep people interested in officiating.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just people that officiate are fans of the game just as much as people that play and watch it. And I don't think anybody wants to come to the rink and be belittled in any sense. I think it's just a reminder that, hey, I'm here for the same reason you are, to have fun and enjoy myself and be out there for the love of the game of hockey.
Now, when it comes to retaining officials, obviously, it's tough when they are belittled and all that stuff, but is there a high turnover rate, or do you see the same guys usually and you're just looking to grow the base that you have? Yeah,
and again, that would be more of an Adam Morrell question. Yeah. But I think there's definitely individuals that have been in the NOHJL, graduate to junior, major junior hockey and things like that. So I think there is a good retention rate. Obviously, things like that can always improve and get better, and I think that's the goal year after year.
Now, of course, we referred to you as Jacob Brown, the baseball player, but you were also Jacob Brown, the goaltender. Take us through, you got any highlights you can take us through of your goaltending days?
Yeah, I don't know if they're somebody else's highlights might be my lowlights, but a couple claims to fame. I played against a couple guys that are now on pro contracts, a few guys that have played in the NHL, namely Blake Spears, individuals like that. They lit me up a couple times back in the day. I transitioned over to high school hockey after my U14 AAA year, or U15, AAA year. I played for the North Bay team there. And transition to high school, and I'm still lucky enough to play once a week on Sunday nights. On
a scale, or who was the better goalie, you or Nick Morin?
No comment on that. He knows.
Well, if it's based on his back catching skills, then. But last question I got for you. You mentioned the referees. Jack Hennigan's out there, Adam Morrell. Scale of 1 to 10, how's their officiating today?
It's great. I mean, they're great people. They're great officials, and I think they work hard to provide these kids with a safe environment to play hockey and keeping things fair.
All right, we really appreciate you coming on, Jake. Enjoy the rest of the time that you're here in Sudbury for the games today, and we'll be right back with the third period on the front line after this.
Players to Watch is brought to you by Mike the Financial Advisor. If you have financial questions, he has financial answers. On Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mike the FA.
Welcome back. I'm Matthew Sucrum alongside Courtney Kenny, and let's have a recap of those players to watch, Courtney.
So the first player to watch was DeBolt, number 10 for Kirkland Lake, the goal, or not the goal scorer, but the captain of the Gold Miners, and he had one great effort really in that second period where he tried to will his team basically into a goal, and he looked really good throughout the second period as well. And the player to watch that we had an eye on for the Elliott Lake Red Wings was Thomas Sefton, who picked up an assist on the Ethan Mercer goal that came at 19:57 of the first period. So we haven't had a goal since. It's been a full 20 minutes and 3 seconds of no goals here in this game. So we'll have to see if that changes here in the third period as we get ready. Just a quick recap, 2-1 in favor of the Red Wings. Shots are 28-20 as well in favor of Elliott Lake.
And it's Elliott Lake starting off with the puck. The Red Wings try to dump it down the ice, shot right back into their zone. The goaltender Smith smacked it to the end board, sent around to the near side. Vickerman trying to get it out. Cut in by Hibbert. Hibbert with a shot. Glove save made by the goaltender Smith. And for Smith, that's going to be his 19th save of the game.
I'm so confused by what's going on with the clock. Like, it just went to 22 seconds to 1938. So anyways, Smith...
sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Smith kind of looking like the way he caught that, almost like a back catcher.
Yeah. Off the draw, the shot, and as soon as they took the shot, they blew it down, so not sure what the official behind the blue line saw, but they'll reset. I was going to say, I've never operated a score clock board, so I can imagine it's a bit of a complicated process.
Yeah, can confirm. I've only done it briefly with the one in Powassan. And it is like basically trying to solve a Rubik's Cube in 2 seconds. Like, that's the pressure, too, is you got to do it like right then and there, right? So.
Sent down the ice. Smith will play it to his right side corner. That's Mercer trying to get it out. Turned over, but they regain control and do get it out. Antoine chasing in behind the net. The Elliott Lake product sends it to Vickerman at the point, but his shot is blocked, and now it's the captain, DeBolt, going the other way. He dumps it in. Behind the net, Smith into the corner. Now back to the near side. That's Scott. Down the left wing, up ahead to Twig. He shoots and he scores! Twig with a bullet over the glove side shoulder of Lloyd. And just over a minute into the third period, Elliott Lake leads 3-1.
Well, Elliott Lake really turned it on in the third period of yesterday's game against the Cochrane Crunch, Matt, where it was a 3-2 hockey game for a while. Then all of a sudden it finished at 5-2 in favor of the Red Wings over the Cochrane Crunch. So Elliott Lake turning it on here early in the third. And for Lloyd, you kind of feel for him because I think he's had a heck of a game so far, and then that one just beat him. And now it's a 3-1 hockey game. Also, just a heads up, starting up on ice 2 right now with Thomas Mercio at the call. The Hearst Lumberjacks are taking on the Sioux Thunderbirds, so we'll also keep you updated on that one as well if you choose to stay with us here on Rink 2.
And they score again! 2 quick goals for Elliott Lake, and it is 4-1. For the Red Wings.
And just like I said, with Lloyd, it looked like he was having a great game. And then all of a sudden, 2 quick goals beat him, and he's getting the hook as well. So we're going to see the other goaltender here for the Elliott Lake, or Kirkland Lake Gold Miners. And Lloyd, again, I thought he was having himself a heck of a game, and then that one just beat him on the wraparound. He didn't get his skate and pad over quick enough to cover up the post, and now we find themselves down 4-1 quickly here in the third period.
The goal by Twig is his first career NOHJL goal. He had 1 assist coming in this game. Big bounce, Kirkland Lake with a chance, and they score!
What is going on?
It's Ken Taylor who puts it in the back of the net. And Kirkland Lake are within 2 now. It's 4-2. 3 goals in the opening minute 45 of the third period.
And the thing that's crazy about that is up until a couple of minutes ago, it would have been, a tied hockey game. But now they find themselves down 4-2, and that's Taylor's second of the year. So he's getting up there as well and joining the other players that are that have their ranks of 2 goals on the team.
Chance in front, they score again! One-timer finds its way through the pads of Smith. And Kirkland Lake are now within a goal. It's 4-3.
Wow.
Brett Hibbert.
We are seeing some wild hockey right now here on the second day of the NOHJL showcase, Matt. And for a team that has had problems putting the puck in the back of the net, they just scored 2 goals in the span of 10 seconds, basically, to bring it back to within 4-3 and kind of stun the Elliott Lake Red Wings here a little bit.
Hibbert's first goal of the season. My goodness. This has been an insane start to the period. And now the officials are chatting about something. Let's hurry this up because I want to see more of this.
Yes. We're not even 2 minutes into the period.
Not even 2 minutes.
And we've seen 4 goals.
Yeah.
Looks like we're getting a timeout is what it is.
All right. Well, they're allowed to take a timeout, I guess.
Just on note on that, on the last goal by the Elliott Lake Red Wings as well, Tegan Dumont picking up his second of the season too. So,
we talked about the pressure of having to do the score clock. Well, how about the pressure of having to do the PA when 4 goals are scored in a minute 45 seconds?
Yeah, so I've been there, done that. It's not fun. It really isn't.
All right.
The worst that ever happened was when before they were the Cubs, they were the Rayside Balfour Canadians. They came into Powassan for Powassan's home opener of the 2019-20 season. And at the home opener, you have to introduce each player individually, right? And you got to get excited because you're the hometown PA guy. And, here comes, these players, and you're screaming into the microphone and stuff. It was 6-0 Powassan by the end of the first period. I had to go in and get batteries from the coach's lounge, which you have to walk by the dressing room. And I poked my head and I said, boys, give it a break. My voice hurts. They did give it a break. They won like 11-1.
There's a chance at the side of the net. It's lifted up off the crossbar. That was Antoine.
And we did mention there was the goaltending change for Kirkland Lake as Braden Garnhart is now in net.
Garnhart played in yesterday's 8-0 loss against Blind River. And that puck is sent down the ice. So when we get a chance, we will get you caught up on the craziness in the opening 2 minutes. Garnhart is 1-5 so far this season, 4.82 goals against average and .859 save percentage for Kirkland Lake. And we're really just back to where we started this period. It's Elliott Lake with a 1-goal lead.
According to online, it's 4-1 Elliott Lake.
Yeah, they got to do a little catch-up here. I mean, that was quick. Rapid fire. Sent around behind the net.
I literally just started off the period saying, "Oh, we haven't seen a goal in 20 minutes and 3 seconds." But
Allen turns it over, and Scott races out of the zone with it. Scott fires it in, deflected off a skate, and then went into the corner. Now Dantis wide open, sends it just wide. Oh man, Dantis had a gift, but could not unpackage it. 3:50 gone. And boy, there's been some sloppy plays that have led to goals. And there was another one, but Elliott Lake recovers, dances with a shot into the glove of Garnhart, and he'll hold on to it for the save. Garnhart coming out of Roscoe, Illinois to play for Kirkland Lake. And instead, there's a couple of guys from the States. William Neild, who isn't in the game today. He's from Perkiomenville, Pennsylvania. You got DeBolt, the captain, from Coral Springs, Florida. Adronique Stepanian from Reynoldsburg, Ohio. all corners of the 50 states.
The one that surprised me the most is Coral Springs, Florida. That's a long way to go to play for Kirkland Lake.
That's it. Out of the zone, down the left wing side is McDonald. He dumps it in. Node behind the net, flips it back to the far side.
And good to see McDonald back after that knee-on-knee collision as well. So,
yeah, he took a long time to get up after that one. This is Dial. Tried to get the pass over to Twig. Now behind the net, almost turned over. Now it's at the line. Makes a move. Antoine goes in, lifts it, and it's too high. This is Sefton. Across to the right side, McGill. Holding it in front of the bench. His shot is blocked, and DeBolt gets the pass up ahead. Racing down the right wing side is Stepanian. Stepanian going in. Gets shoved into the corner. Someone's lost a stick. But the Red Wings gain control of the puck, and McGill gets it out. Down the ice, they try to connect on a pass to Lavardier. Lavardier going into the corner. Joniak is down there for the Gold Miners. There's one stick on. There's one stick there. There's another stick down the ice. A third stick off this side now. Ladislaw coming down the right wing side. Centers it. DeMauro with a shot. And I don't know if it went off the body of the goaltender or if it just went a little bit high. Now Cairns on the counterattack. Laverdier, his shot blocked. He'll get a second stab at it, and they score! Laverdier did not give up on the play. Put it on net. It might have gone off the stick of Kearns in front. Either way, it is now a 5-3 Elliott Lake lead.
Looks like Kearns is the one who's leading the charge back to the bench. So it looks like he's the one with the goal, and that is his third goal of the season. So again, goal scoring coming from everywhere in the lineup right now for the Elliott Lake Red Wings, who now lead 5-3 with just over 8 minutes played in this period. Or I should say 6 minutes played. My math's not, I told you math's not great.
How and how many goals did they score in the third period yesterday against Cochrane?
They scored 3 or 4.
So third period seems to be the Elliott Lake specialty.
Yeah, no lead is safe in the third period if you're playing against Elliott Lake.
And Wheely's shot gets through the legs of the defender, and then Smith stabs at it with his stick, but he lost his stick in the process. He'll get it back as the puck is cleared down the ice. Turnover in the Kirkland zone. The shot save made by Garnhart, and then he had to recover the puck quickly. Jodiak throwing some fists after the whistle.
Yeah, if you're Kirkland Lake, you're reeling a little bit here. I mean, you came back with 2 quick goals, but now you're back down 2 goals after that insane opening 2 minutes of this period. So, yeah, if you're Kirkland Lake, you're looking to try and stop the bleeding a little bit here because it looked like you finally had momentum on your side, and then you give up that goal. But we'll have to see how Garnhart performs here through the rest of the third period after coming in cold.
Puck shot around to the far side. Scott shields it with his skate. Now it's loose and cleared out of the zone. Down the left wing side, going into the zone, Mairi. He gets shoved hard in the corner and held there by Scott. Puck behind the net. Taylor sent around on the near side. DeMauro into the corner. Tries to center it, but it got blocked. And it'll be carried out of the zone by Dumont. Dumont gets a shot on net. Garnhart will play it off the end boards and cover it up for stoppage of play. 12:25 remaining in the third. 5-3 lead for Elliott Lake.
Elliott Lake also leading the shot total 34-22. Just looking to wait to give you some updates on the scoring here online, and now it's 5-2 online.
Yeah,
so we're still waiting on that third goal from Kirkland Lake.
Coming up at 1:40, Cochrane and Espanola will play on rink 2 here. We'll carry that one for you.
Also on rink 1 right now, the Sioux Thunderbirds and Hearst Lumberjacks are scoreless midway through the first period.
Scott keeps it into the line. It might have cleared. With the official, delayed offside. He's got his arm up on the far side there. Everybody retreats, and now it's Kirkland Lake who will try to bring it out. Salmona dumps it in. The Red Wings catch it, play it down, and no hand pass called there. There's a trip coming out of the zone, no call there. McDonald up to Allen, the shot off the blocker of the netminder Smith. Another shot comes in, and he'll glove that one down. Just want to check, yes, Cameron Smith is still in net for
Yeah, no, they
for
didn't
Elliott Lake.
change.
They didn't make a goaltending change, no.
Just Kirkland Lake. And the thing about that for Lloyd, again, I thought he had a good 40 minutes of this game.
He did.
And then getting the change, and then your team comes back, and it's 3-2. If those two goals never let in and you're still in net, your team's now leading 3-2.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel for the guy after a strong 40 minutes of play just to have that happen.
He made a number of tough saves, too, throughout this game. There's a shot on net, and it has to be turned aside by Smith. McDonald with a shot, and then McDonald takes a shot at Vickerman as he was trying to pressure him off the puck. And there was also a hit in the far side corner. Some rough stuff happening here in third. Dantis gets sandwiched between two players, but Crawford ends up with the puck. Skating in towards the net, then he takes a shot from the far side boards. Back out in the slot. That one steered aside. Crawford tried to play it in behind the net. Dial skating in to the hash marks. Plays it in behind the net. Crawford goes into the corner. Can't come up with the puck. Kirkland Lake will clear. Getting into the zone now. A delayed 2-on-1. But he can't get the pass off. A good defensive play by Dial. Dial's a big guy, and he just used his body well there. But now Allen comes in, takes a shot in and out of the glove, and then cleared away. I think both coaches, Kyle Smart and Chris Kelleher, are going to want to put some emphasis on defense in the next practice after this third period. Although Dial, as it's an icing call against Kirkland Lake, that was a really good play by Dial. He said, okay, I'm going to take out the shooter, and hopefully he doesn't get the pass across.
Yep, and that's exactly what he did, and he did a really good job of doing that as well, taking away the passing lane and whatnot. It's still 5-2 online, although it says 10-14 remaining in the third, so they got the time right, but just the scoring wrong. But yeah, Dial doing a great job here in this game. Actually, he's been impressive most of the game. I think he's been having a good game on the back end for Elliott Lake all game long.
Listed at 6'4", 220, 19-year-old out of Shaker Heights, Ohio.
Speaking of the States, I wouldn't want to go into a corner with him.
Not at all. There's a shot coming in. Glove save made by Garnard. 9:44 to play. And I think we will take our mid-period break here. Yes, we will.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
Tonight's 3 Stars is brought to you by Dave's Automotive Services, 411 Airport Road in North Bay. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect from Dave's.
And if you haven't been with us yesterday, it isn't actually 3 stars here at the NOHJL Showcase. It's a player of the game for both teams. And right now, it's kind of tough to really pick out who would be for either one. I don't think it's going to be the goaltenders.
No. Just putting that out there.
Just going to take a stab at that one. I don't think it's going to be them. Oh, if you're a Blue Jays fan, their series against the Mariners start Friday at 4:07. Good thing I got off work at 4 on Friday. Might be a sick day otherwise.
Yeah, no kidding.
I got the Blue Jay fever. Nothing can cure it but more cowbell.
Well, there's been some cowbells ringing in the arena today.
Yep.
It's nice to see fans from both these teams making the trip here to Sudbury to watch their teams and obviously friends and family in attendance to See their kids play. Here's Simona with the shot. It got through, and Smith has to kick it to the far side. Behind the net, Laverdier gets it up ahead to Kearns. Skating through the neutral zone, down the left wing side. Goes to the hash marks, puts it on net. The pass got through, but he could not get the shot off. Van Wheely dumps it in with 8:50 to play in the third. Elliott Lake maintaining a 5-3 lead. Viss in the corner, lost it. That's Taylor looking to put it on net. He tried to go on the backdoor short side, but Smith kept that post covered and then jumped on top of the puck. That was a really neat move by, check that, Hibbert, not Taylor. Because it looked like he was going to cut in front, and then at the last second, he tried to squeeze it in behind. And had Smith come off that post, that surely would have been a goal.
Would have for sure, and he did almost come off it, but then instead he was able to jump on that rebound and get it as there were players falling trying to get that puck into the net. Would have been a nice goal if they would have been able to get it while they were falling, but Smith doing a great job of keeping that one out. And outside of that, maybe the first few minutes of this period, he's had himself a good game as well.
Sent down the ice. Garnhart out to play it. Sends it off the body of a Red Wing player. It comes out in front. It goes off the crossbar. Another shot comes in. Save made. Rebound chance off the iron. And third time will not be denied as Hill buries it. Mark Hill puts the Red Wings up 6-3 with 8:19 to go.
And for Hill, that's his first goal of the season as well, so congratulations, young man. And of course, if you're Garnhart, you're looking at your teammates saying, boys, I can't do this by myself here. He had two great chances, or two great saves on high danger scoring area chances.
Plus the shots off the crossbar.
Yeah, so really 4 quick opportunities there. And he made 2 great saves, and then just the third opportunity ended up in the back of the net.
Play in the corner as Elliott Lake now really in control of this game.
And we'll have to see how this affects, the standings in the East, because we talked about this with the French River game. French River had come in a little bit, not having the start to their season that they wanted, but then they've put together 2 straight wins. We'll see them later today. And then Kirkland Lake, really the team that's above them in the standings, hasn't had a really good stretch as of late.
If the score stays this way, the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners will leave this tournament being outscored 14-3 over their 2 games. There's a chance off the draw and a save made by Garnhart. And so much of this league I have found in my years covering it really comes down to if you can have either a decent goaltending tandem or one stud between the pipes, you're going to go a long way. And some teams, it takes them a long time to find that. Kept in the zone at the line. Skaringi lost it. In behind the net now. Simona battling for Kirkland Lake. Simona gets out of that area with the puck. Turned over at the line. Shorman fires it back in. I remember the year the North Bay Trappers not only hosted the Dudley Hewitt, but won the NOHJL championship. It was about 4 months into the season before they picked up a kid named Mitchell Knight. And he became that stud goalie they were looking for. There's a hard hit on the far side. Van Wheely knocks over his man. Laverdier turns it over, but it gets back on the stick of Kearns. And then taking that puck away was Armitage. Sent down the ice. Shorman. Around to the near side. DeMauro pushed it in the corner. Picked up behind the net. Laverdier clears it. Antoine has it. Leaves it for Kearns and dumped in. Behind the net, Delmaro. Stretch pass to Van Wheely. It's deflected and into the zone. Quick pass out from Smith. Up ahead to Vickerman, and then he plays it back. In behind his own line to Sefton. Now Sefton comes out. Around behind the net. Kirkland Lake back in control with 5:20 to play. Offside will be the call against the Red Wings.
And to your point of a stud goaltender or a stud tandem, I know I've talked about this team many times, but really it was my second year really in the NOJHL. It was the Powassan Voodoos in 2019-20. Voodoos fans know his name well. It's Owen Say. He was a walk-on during training camp. They literally had no idea who he was, or they had no inclination what was going to happen. He played 36 games that year, 31 wins, 2 losses,
Wow.
a 190 goals against average, and a 941 save percentage.
That is unbelievable. Did he not end up being or going to the London Knights, or am I thinking of someone else?
No, he was a pick of the London Knights, but then he went out and played in the BCHL for the Salmon Arms Silverbacks. But he did go to the Team Canada East team at the Junior A World Juniors Championship, and he was the backup to Devin Levi, who is now a Buffalo Sabres prospect and played for Team Canada at the World Juniors.
Good company to put yourself in.
I would say so.
DeBolt in behind the net. He was not in good company back there. And interference is going to be the call here.
Oh, boy.
4:33 to play in the third period. And going to the box for the Red Wings is McGill. So they'll be shorthanded for the next 2 minutes. And Elliot, Kirkland Lake will see if they can inch into this lead a little bit.
And if Kirkland Lake can quickly, they're right back in this hockey game, Matt.
Joniak shot, deflected, and then they took a stab at whacking it out of the air, but missed. DeBolt down to the point. Hibbert's there. Hibbert now pinching in. Takes a shot, blocked. In behind the net. Around to the near side. That's Joniak. Taylor. His pass gets to the corner for DeBolt. Now he goes behind the net. DeBolt coming down the right wing side. Stops at the bottom of the circle. Now he'll come in from the hash marks here. Played off the boards down to Joniak. Cross zone pass to Hibbert. Looking to play it in behind the net. Good puck movement on this power play by the Gold Miners, but haven't gotten a shot off yet. And we're a minute into the power play now. They get the puck free out of the area. Hibbert's shot comes in. That's stopped and cleared out of the zone. Joniak gets it back quickly in the neutral zone. But they have to wait for everybody clear. Now they get up to DeBolt. Lost it and sent down the ice. 40 seconds remaining on the power play. 3:10 to go in the third. It's a 6-3 lead for the Red Wings. Armitage makes a nice move, going into the corner. In behind the net, Armitage sets it up to the line. Shot comes in, blocker save made, and punched into the corner. Salmona comes in, can't get control of the puck. And the Red Wings clear it down the ice. Crawford dishing it off. Dantis racing towards it. Dantis has control of the puck in the attacking zone. And Dantis just trying to kill some time while they're still down by a man, and he does that effectively as we're back to 5-on-5. Wow, how about the effort from the rookie? You're up by 3 goals. You're on the penalty kill. And you go racing towards that puck to kill off the last 10 seconds.
Great effort. Great effort for sure. One that people in the stands here that have come to the showcase to watch you play, they'll take notice of that for sure.
So ever since the timeout call by Chris Kelleher of the Red Wings, Elliott Lake has really controlled the game. It was 4-3 at that point, and they've added 2 more to make it 6-3. And that's where we sit with 1:40 to play. Antoine tripped up, going hard into the boards. That'll be a penalty against Kirkland Lake.
And then they sent the puck all the way down the ice. So a bit of show of frustration if you're the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
And with basically 1:39 left, that's likely the game here for Kirkland Lake. 6-3. Elliott Lake leads. 41-26 are the shots as well for Elliott Lake.
Down to the point, Mercer shovels it back into the corner. Puck comes down the half boards and cleared by Kirkland Lake. Antoine to Mercer. And they'll be content to just run this thing out as they will run their record to 500. They will be 5-5 at the end of this one, while Kirkland Lake will fall to 1-9 through their first 10 games of the season. Laverdier stopped at the line. Delayed offside. And Kirkland Lake moves it back through the neutral zone. Across to McDonald, the shot comes in, save made. And McDonald shoved down hard by Vickerman. That's Laverdier. Coming down, puts it through his own legs, and then tried to bury that one on a really nice move. Looking to get his name on the highlight reel there. 20 seconds to go in this game. The Red Wings have outshot the Gold Miners 41-26, but they really took care of business in the opening stages of the third period. They led 2-1 going into it, and they'll make it 7-3 on a power play goal with just 5 seconds remaining in this contest. Sam Node getting the goal.
And for Node, that's also his first goal of the year as well. So lots of firsts being broken here at the Countryside Arena in Sudbury at the NOHJL Showcase with 5.5 seconds left. You mentioned, Matt, 7-3 hockey game for Elliott Lake.
Puck is dropped, and that'll do it. Elliott Lake skates away, going 2-0 in the Showcase tournament. A 5-2 win over Cochrane yesterday, and a 7-3 win over the Gold Miners today, and they are 5-5 now on the season.
And we'll be back with more hockey here on the Frontline YouTube page and Hockey TV as we'll see the Cochrane Crunch and Espanola Paper Kings at 1:40. I think that might be a little bit delayed. And, of course, we'll be getting the player of the game here momentarily. But before we get to that, I just want to talk to the other game that's going on right now on Hockey TV with Thomas Mercier. The Hearst Lumberjacks are currently up 1-0 on the Sioux Thunderbirds. The goal scorer there is Mason Sfarich, getting his 4th of the season so far.
Tonight's 3 Stars is brought to you by Dave's Automotive Services, 411 Airport Road in North Bay. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect from Dave's.
So again, we're getting a player of the game from both Kirkland Lake and Elliott Lake. In the Battle of the Lakes, Elliott Lake is victorious 7-3. And we're just waiting to see who the announcement is now for the player of the game. Seems to be a little bit of confusion as to who the player will be. So that's DeBolt, the captain, player of the game. And he did have a great individual effort in that second period, Matt, going in on the all alone in Elliott Lake.
And that's Dantis who gets the player of the game honors.
And it seems rather fitting. He's had himself a heck of a game for Elliott Lake, and
absolutely.
Unfortunately for Kirkland Lake, they'll skate away with this being outscored 15-3 over the 2 games here at the NOHJL Showcase. Just not a good showing for Kirkland Lake if you wanted to come here and impress some scouts.
Absolutely. Well, we've got 3 more games on the docket today. Another one coming up momentarily. And Courtney and I will be back. Thanks so much for joining us for that one. More on the way here from the Countryside Arena in Sudbury as the 2022 NOJHL Showcase continues.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.